on, blood. Come on, bro. Come on.
Who's all in the house?
Huh?
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
Who's you? No! I've been shot. No!
Yes, people, welcome to Crime Daily. Shocking body camera footage shows the moment a career criminal who had just killed the mother of his baby ambushed a Phoenix cop, sending him running for backup before he injured 8 more cops, then died of a gunshot wound. Come on, shooter Maurice Jones, 36, can be heard shouting to the officer from a doorstep around 2 a.m. in the area of 54th Avenue and Elmwood Street. She's choking on her own blood. Come on, bro. His attempt to lure the cop inside was successful, with Jones opening fire at the officer moments later and striking him with a bullet, seriously injuring him. Police responded to the address after a caller told the 911 operator that a woman, later identified as 29-year-old Shatifa Lobley, had been shot by an intruder and there were multiple armed suspects in the house. The officer approaches the man, asking who's all in the house. "Just me," Jones replied, before he steps forward and rapidly fires 5 shots at the officer. Jones barricaded himself in the house, standing off with officers for 5 hours, shooting 4 more cops and injuring another 4 with shrapnel. Although his motive for the killing is not yet known, the Crip's gang member had been due for a psychological evaluation. He succumbed to a gunshot wound at the scene. It is not immediately clear whether it was self-inflicted or he was shot in the crossfire with responding police. The unnamed officer was hit several times and could not return fire after sustaining severe gunshot injuries to his right arm, according to the Phoenix Police Department. The officer's screams can be heard as he falls down on the sidewalk, then runs for cover as he radios for backup, shouting 999, 999, which is code for an officer down or in need of immediate assistance. "I've been shot," he yells. Meanwhile, a second officer fired shots at Morris, sending him back into the home. Other officers arrived and sent up a perimeter around the home, according to 12 News. Jones fired more shots from inside the house at those officers, police said. Then he allegedly got into a vehicle parked in a garage and tried ramming a patrol car blocking the driveway to escape, but pulled back into the garage and ran back inside when he was unsuccessful, police said. At one point, a man later identified as Lobley's brother, who lived in the home, walked into the doorway holding his sister's 1-month-old baby in one arm and holding his other hand in the air. Officers ordered the man to put down the baby and walk backwards toward them, which he did. He was injured in the shootout but is recovering, police said. When officers tried to retrieve the baby and bring it to safety, Jones opened fire again, hitting 4 officers with bullets and injuring 4 more with bullet fragments and ricochets. One of the officers returned fire. Using ballistic shields as Jones fired upon them, Special Assignments Unit officers managed to rescue the infant, police said. Miraculously, the child was uninjured and is currently in DCS custody. Police have confirmed that the baby is Jones and Lobley's. When Jones stopped responding to officers around 7 a.m, they used the camera to look inside the home and saw that he and his ex-girlfriend Lobley had been shot dead. It is unclear whether Jones died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds or if he was injured in a shootout with the police. Jones, a member of the Hoover Street Crips with their 107 insignia tattooed on his arm, was a career criminal. In 2004, he served a 3-year prison sentence on a stolen vehicle charge, according to Arizona Republic. Then Jones confessed to trading crack for a rifle and a handgun in Tulsa, earning another stint in federal prison. The next year, Jones fled from police during a raid on a house in Tulsa, with officers catching him ditching a baggie of marijuana. Also that year, he was victim of a drive-by shooting but refused to cooperate with investigating officers. He fled from police 3 times in 2006. In one incident, the car slowed down enough for a 12-year-old passenger to hop out. The child was in possession of cocaine and a gun, which he said Jones gave to him. In another incident, Jones jumped from the window of the vehicle he was driving and got away. His passenger told police he had been in possession of a semi-automatic handgun, but he didn't get away the 3rd time he fed police that year. Federal agents went to his apartment to execute a warrant. Looking for guns and drugs, inside the apartment they found a .22 caliber revolver, a cache of bullets for various weapons. This time police followed in a helicopter. When Jones fled in his car, he ditched a loaded gun before officers caught up with him and he resisted arrest. Ultimately, officers pepper sprayed him. He was charged as a felon in possession of a firearm. He stayed in prison until 2014, when he was briefly released on probation before he was sentenced to 4 years in 2016 for a drug charge and later released in 2019. According to ATF agent John Petrie, Jones often went by the nickname his grandfather devised for him, Petey Gun. Jones further advised that he obtained his nickname Petey Gun from his grandfather when he was young, and that he has always liked and had guns, even though he knew he was a convicted felon and was not supposed to have them, Petrie wrote. A really sad and shocking story there, people. I think the guy was suffering with some sort of mental health, and his wife booked him an appointment to get seen, but he never managed to get seen to, unfortunately. But anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, check back for more, yeah? Peace.